Elizabeth here at Petals and Parchment. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is the Reflective Rolodex week 46, and in the month of November, we're focusing on gratitude and giving. Before we get started, I'd like to observe a small ritual I started just for the Reflective Rolodex. I light a candle to send a message to my nervous system that it's time to slow down and have a little fun. Feel free to do that if you think it's something that you would enjoy. Just make sure you're careful to keep it away from your papers. If you've been here before, you know that I like to take a few moments at the beginning to take a few deep breaths and relax a little bit. Let go of any of the stress or negative energy that we're holding on to from the previous week. So if you feel comfortable and you'd like to join me, go ahead and close your eyes and take a big deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Get ready to create. Get ready to express yourself freely and explore your art practice. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth, releasing any doubt or negativity that you may be holding on to. Put your hands over your heart and take a big deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Let your worries dissolve and get excited to play. Take one more big deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. What will we explore today? Feel yourself grounded and think of the first art supply you're going to reach for. And feel thankful in your heart for something. When you're ready, open your eyes and let's get started. Okay, here I've got the November journaling prompts, and if you haven't picked this up yet, it's in the Google Drive folder. I put new bonus pages in each month, and I've been putting the journaling prompts. This week is all about gratitude reflections, contemplating and deepening your understanding of gratitude, and you don't have to pick any of these if you don't want to, but I like to supply them in case you get stuck. Sometimes it's hard to know what to write about or talk about, but this week I'm going to talk about thankful memories. What is a cherished memory that brings you feelings of gratitude? And immediately I just think of being in my Gram's house. She would invite me over to spend the night, and she would always make me these lavish meals, whatever I asked for, and she would have really special desserts for me and really nice bath materials, like really fancy soaps, and I could just go take really relaxing showers there with candles, and she just spoiled me. I had every kind of soap I wanted and really nice fancy shampoo, so it was always just such a treat. She was just such a giving person and just always made me feel super special. I just feel so incredibly grateful for her presence in my life. She always tried to give me the best of everything. She'd let me sleep in the comfy bed and just any way to make me more comfortable, more cared for, and it was such a joy for her. And I just remember she had all these plants everywhere, and it was just such a beautiful experience. She had the most beautiful rose garden and a humongous strawberry patch and just the most delightful tiny little strawberries, and so she had a green thumb. I definitely did not get that from her, but she was just magical with them, and I miss her so much. So I'm feeling very thankful for those sweet memories, and I want to try to do that for my own child more and make things more special. I think that we can pause and find moments of magic each day. They don't just have to be special occasions, or when she goes to grandma's house, we can make everything a special experience, and that requires that I slow down and actually pay attention and monitor my own emotions and behavior and that's really difficult in the moment, in the hustle and bustle of life. So this week I'm gonna try to incorporate that into mine and my daughter's day a little bit more. So really thankful for those memories though. So I would invite you to reflect on someone special in your past and think about new and creative ways to bring that joy and energy into your present moment. Let's move on to the art portion. Okay, so I've gathered a few supplies here. I've got some inks and some stamps, and I've got a few colors of paint and spray, and then also some texture paste. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. And then, so I had all these coffee filters, and they have a really nice kind of grainy texture to them. So I just tore them in half and then painted each one a different color. So I'm not sure if you saw my recent video. I'm sort of in my neutral phase right now. This is just starting for me, so I'm really excited about it. Just trying out neutral palettes for a change, because usually I have like really bright, colorful items to work with. Stepping back from that a little bit and experimenting with muted colors is really fun for me right now. So that's where I'm at, and I just went and painted a little bit of paint on each of these coffee filters and then let it dry just like this. So if you don't have coffee filters, you could use empty tea bags. So like if you drink tea, you can save the tea bags by just cutting them open and dumping the tea out and then flattening the paper. You could also use parchment paper or tissue paper. You could use any kind of scrap paper if you don't have any of those. Use whatever you have. And let me show you what I did first. So these two I did just like a antique parchment matte color. So you could do off-white or white if you don't have parchment. And then this one I just dumped and sprayed coffee on it. And then this one I did like a walnut stain. And then these ones I used the antique parchment and some burnt umber and a little piece of non-slip matte, kitchen mat, just to make these marks on it with those two colors. So I just kind of used this as a stamp. I think I'm gonna try to do like a really light brown. I'm just mixing it directly onto the coffee filter. I like that, and I actually like that it's more concentrated and less, so I'm just gonna leave it like that and let it dry. I also got I made myself a little template. This is a petal, so I got some sheet music and I want to use parts of the sheet music to create a few petals for my flower. So you can use a pencil and trace around it and then cut it, or you can just cut directly around it. So I think I'm just gonna cut directly around it. You turn the paper and not your scissors, it's a lot easier. Okay, so then I have a music note petal, and then I want this number right here, and now I have this one. I love both of them. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side, and while these ones are drying, I'm gonna stamp some things onto the coffee filters and just have fun stamping. I'm using like grays, browns, and whites. I'll use this green once the green dries. I just want to make some patterns in the background. Okay, so let's see what we have here. They're still kind of wet, so I'm gonna clean up here and dry these and then just cut out some petals with them, and then we're gonna use that to construct a flower on our card. So I'll get cleaned up and meet you back here. I love this one so much. I wish I could get like full sheets of this material instead of these tiny coffee filters so that I could do like a journal cover like this. I would love that. I suppose I could cut them into squares and then do like a patchwork. That would be really pretty, but that's for another day. And you can see with the green one that I can just cut it into strips, and now I've got ready to go stems for all of the petals that we made. So I'll get these cut up and I'll come back and show you how to assemble. Okay, I'm so excited. Look at all of these pretty petals. They turned out really beautifully, and if you want, you can go ink around the edges. This would be the perfect time to do that. I've also created some stems with the green paper and a couple tiny leaves. This would be a really beautiful focal point on the front of a journal, but I don't think we'll have enough room on the card. We'll see, but for now the next thing to tackle is the blank page. So you can take some color and just squiggle it on here, and that gets rid of the problem with the blank page. I'm having fun experimenting with my left hand to color and decorate my cards. Feel free to try your non-dominant hand. It's pretty fun. I'm not going for perfection here. I'm just trying to get something on the card so that it's not a blank canvas. This is just a watercolor pencil, really cheap, inexpensive, and I'm just making marks. Just dipping the watercolor pencil in water and scraping it along the edge instead of using ink. Now the fun part. I'm going to make a flower. Okay, I think these are my petals, so the next step is to stick them together, and for that I'm going to use an awl and a piece of styrofoam. I've also got a selection of brads here, so what I'm going to do is just poke a hole in each petal so that I can overlap them and bind them together with a brad. This is the best way that I've found to do this. They're a little bit wet still. I was just having so much fun. Okay, so then just take them and build the flower directly on the awl, going through each hole. And the further you push down on the awl, the bigger the hole gets. So keep that in mind and try to stay away from the edge like this. And then you can spread it out how you'd like it. And then that way when you pull this out, you can just replace it with the brad. And you just go through all of the petals and flatten the brad and then fan out your flower. Voila! Pretty custom flower. Extra fun to make. And we're gonna just put this on the front of our card here. You can make the template to cut the petals as big or as small as you'd like. I would like to put a brown dot in the center of the flower. Okay, so now I want to find a textile to put behind the flower. So I've got all my old lace and off-white bits that I love so much, and I'm just gonna see what would look good on here. Peeking from behind. Well, that's really beautiful. I think I'm gonna stop right there. That never happens, but I love that. Oh, I love it. Wow, that never happens that the first thing I grab is what I want. So I'm just gonna trim this down and get it stuck down and put my sentiment on, and we'll be ready to go. okay, here's my completed card. Pardon my messy fingers, but I've decided that's how I want to live my life now. And I put a little bit of green in there. I think it just needed a little bit of mossy green, and that is one of my favorite colors, so I love to incorporate it. And the leaves that I made blew off the table, so stem it is. I selected clarity for my word because every day it's becoming more and more clear who I am, and it feels amazing. And I feel so blessed and grateful to still be here and to be able to share this moment with you. So thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great crafty weekend. And until next time, bye!